Did you know that there are American homeless in Medellin, Colombia? Tourists from the United States, Argentina, and Brazil are like homeless people in Medellin. What happened to them? This revealed the Medellin District Ombudsman. The Medellin District Ombudsman expresses concern for the more than 40 foreign tourists to their admission are due to the consumption of psychoactive substances, theft of documents. Some run out of money to cover their basic needs, temporary situations that force them to use this service, tourism, eviction from the neighborhood, and in most cases there is no data. Okay, so you've heard that. There are actually Americans right now. Now, this story is as of a couple of days ago or yesterday. This means that there are Americans that are going to Colombia, and just like going to Vegas or the Jersey Strip, you're going to run into the issue of possibly getting got, having your paperwork stolen from you, meaning, or you got robbed, you had your passport taken, you lost your passport, whatever reason, you ended up financially in a bind where you cannot support yourself and you could not return back to America. Now that assumes that you can't get back because of your passport, okay? So keep that in mind. Now you can get your passport replaced, and those who don't know, yes, it is possible that the police in Medellin will write you some sort of note that will get you on the plane to get you to Bogota, where you can get your passport and then you can fly home from there. And maybe you can discuss with family or friends or whatever to get the money back. But you should have already had proof of onward travel when you received in Medellin, Colombia anyway, meaning you have to have a return ticket. Some people go, I'm sure, because they ask, as far as I'm concerned, they ask 50% of the time. So if you're one of those that think that you're just going to take a chance and go without return plans or plans on flying to another country, then you could possibly be in a bind. So this is for real. That means Americans and other nationalities as well are coming up forgotten. This is more of a reason to let your family and friends know where you are going, what you are doing. Check in daily, if not weekly, if not, if you live there, monthly, because this can happen. This is the last thing, next to the last thing I want to hear that's happening to an American. Lost your phone, because there's going to be people that got robbed. And of course, one of the first things they're going to take is your cell phone, your wallet, your laptops, everything. They can clean you out. For some reason, I'm hearing that most of the time they leave the passport, and I guess that's just so that you will go away and not report the crime. But even if you report the crime, you know how it goes. I'm trying to get a couple of people on now, and there's some comments. If you read the comments, there's some people that have gotten got and have reached out to the police, and not much has happened on their behalf. Now, again, with the case that I announced a few days ago of the missing young man, who's to say that he didn't go to a shelter at some point? But that needs to be known. Now, what happens if you are looking for someone there? You fill out some type of documentation. It's work. And if you don't speak Spanish, it's a challenge. So just believe that this is happening. I thought of this in the past, but not until this story popped up did it really come to the forefront that this is happening to Americans and other, again, foreign nationals. Tourists, you go there on vacation and you end up homeless and broke. And because when you get these drugs, remember, when you are drugged, you possibly, who knows what you got, first of all. Who knows what they gave you? Because remember, they're not doctors or nurses, and they don't know what portion to give you. You could have brain damage. You could be altered or stay in some sort of state where you just cannot recognize who you are, do not know who you are or where you are. And the only thing you can do is reach out for assistance from the ombudsman's office or whatever homeless shelter type places that they have in town. So be aware that this is happening. If you see a distressed American or foreigner, and you speak to them and they speak in English or whatever language back, try